Welcome back to Into the Mystic Sailing. This week we wrap up our trip on the Erie Canal. This is the 200-year anniversary of the canal, and we wrapped it up. We started in Buffalo, Tonawanda, New York, sailed all the way about 360 miles through the canal. We end in lock number 2 at Waterford, New York, where we spend a few days kind of catching our breath and celebrating a little bit. From here, we're going to take some side trips. We'll go see Cohoes Falls here in just a second, but this just gives you some general idea of the scale of how big these walls are. If you can imagine what it must have been like in 1915, how audacious it was to even suggest that you could connect a waterway from the Great Lakes to the Atlantic Ocean to move goods and people back and forth. If you take away all the modern technology that we have, all of the engineering tools that we have, all the things to do the demolition, we had to go through miles and miles of absolute bedrock. This is the Cohoes Falls. It's on the Mohawk River, shared by the city of Cohoes and the town of Waterford. It's about 1,000 feet wide and somewhere between 75 and 90 feet in height. The Erie Canal was planned to overcome Cohoes Falls. As you can imagine, there's no way to get a boat up or down that. The original Erie Canal, built in 1825, was built through the city of Cohoes. Once it was later expanded in 1918, it bypassed Cohoes and runs all the way through the village of Waterford, which puts you through the Flight of 5 in Waterford. So locks 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2 is how they decided to overcome Cohoes Falls so that we could transport goods and people back and forth in a more efficient manner. We had a great day here. It was beautiful weather. This is not even a tourist area per se. There's no motels or hotels or really big restaurants. This is just the falls, and this is just what you see as you pull into town. This is part of the hydroelectric dam that Cohoes Falls feeds to provide power to the city of Cohoes. During the springtime, when the water flow is the heaviest, there's about 90,000 cubic feet of water per second that goes through here that powers the town. Also, this is what helps feed the lock system to move boats up and down the Erie Canal. During the summer, it almost virtually dries up. The average flow throughout the year is about 35,000 cubic feet per second, but that includes all of the water that's diverted to the power plant and also all of the water that helps make the Erie Canal locks move up and down. It's just gorgeous. Here, Char and I are standing on top of lock number 2. This is the last lock on the Waterford flight. It's a set of 5 locks that move you 169 feet up or down, and in our case, it's down. Built in 1915, the Waterford flight still in use today. From 1915, this is still being used today. You'll see a giant yacht that goes through. We filmed that for you so you can kind of see how it gets in as it's going from east to west. It's such an impressive thing to see how this was actually done and constructed, and literally still is working today. This is the very lock that everybody goes through. You can see this is one of the original locks right here. It's not in use today, but the main lock sits just off to the side of this, but they left the old one in so that you could still see the original stonework that was done to move boats up and down the Erie Canal. Just to give you some perspective, Char and I are tied up to the wall just outside of lock number 2. So we are just to the west of lock number 2. This is a yacht that's going through, and I've sped this up. This is twice the speed as it goes into the lock. I just wanted you to see how this has to operate. So once you get clearance to enter the lock chamber from the lockmaster, this is again 2 times the speed. Once you get in there, you immediately grab ropes and hold yourself and your boat against the wall. And then they're going to close these two 60-ton doors behind you. This particular lock raises you 33.5 feet in just a matter of minutes. But this is what it looks like from the perspective of somebody sitting outside watching this yacht go inside. This is lock number 2 at the Erie Canal. For us, this was the very last lock that we would do on the canal. And this is again part of the Waterford flight. It's 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2 that you have to do all in one chunk because there's no place to tie up or no place to stop. Once you enter lock number 6, you have to go all the way to finish off your experience on the Erie Canal for us heading in our direction. These are some nice people we met from St. Clair, Michigan. This is Hank and Wendy. They are leaving Waterford and headed down the Hudson River. And we have become good friends and kept in touch since we all met up. That's one of the nice things, is that as soon as you meet somebody here, you have such a shared experience already of being on the canal, living on your boat. You realize pretty quickly that these people understand what you've sacrificed to get here, what it feels like to be here. It's just a nice, quick, easy friendship because we have such shared experiences. This is just me walking down the dock so you can kind of see what it looks like. That's Into the Mystic tied up right there, and that's lock number 2 that you can see in the distance. There's tugboats, pleasure boats, just all kinds of stuff. Just happens to be a foggy morning in Waterford. Just really beautiful. After some much needed rest, a little bit of celebration, some relaxation for having completed the canal, it's time for us obviously to keep moving. We're headed westbound on the Mohawk River. Our next body of water is going to be the Hudson. Once we get to the Hudson River, we're going to turn to the south, or the starboard for us, and we're going to continue down as we push toward New York City and Manhattan and the Statue of Liberty, and make our way down the east coast of the United States. Once we get onto the Hudson River, pretty quickly, we are stopped by the U.S. Coast Guard for a quick safety inspection. Super nice guys. Ask for just some basic information, some safety checks, that kind of stuff, and let us go on our way. This is the first time that we've had any experience with tidal waters. The Hudson is the first experience that you get with tidal waters moving in the direction that we're going. So now we have to learn how to navigate the changing tides along with the current of the Hudson River. This is the Troy Federal Lock. It's not part of the New York City Canal, the New York State Canal system, but it's actually ran by the federal government and the Army Corps of Engineers. It's about 540 feet long, about 40 feet wide. It drops you 14.5 feet. This one's just a little bit different. There are no ropes, no lines to hold on to. When you get inside the chambers itself, you have pipes and ladders is all you have to hold on to. So a little bit different, but nothing obviously that we couldn't handle. The power boat that was right behind us was stopped by the same group of men from the Coast Guard. Asked the lock master if he could check with us and see if we would mind waiting a few minutes while he did his safety inspection. Of course, we were happy to do that. So easy to do. 14.5 feet. We're now in the Hudson River as we're pushing on toward New York City, Manhattan. We're going to see the Statue of Liberty, the Great Manhattan skyline as we push on toward New Jersey and getting in the Delaware and Chesapeake Bays as we continue on. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, supporting us, sending us comments, text messages, little notes of encouragement. It really means a lot to us. I wish I could tell you how important those probably seemingly small things to you are, but to us, it's very important, and we sure appreciate it. So thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, make a comment down below, and we will see you next time as we continue making our way down the Hudson River toward Manhattan.